you ever have those times where you simply cannot believe you haven't done something so damn simple? Yeah, this is one of those moments, everyone. I mean, we've covered ghosts, surely, but this video was all about what we can do once we're dead, and not about how to become undead, if you know what I mean. And with so many new people joining the game, I figured it was time to help them out in a brand new way. So let us talk the revival mechanics of Don't Starve Together, everyone. And first things first, your server playstyle can actually have a major impact on how you stay in the hereafter actually ends. For you see, if you and your entire team die in survival mode, you've got but 2 minutes to figure out what the heck the game is going on about down here nowadays before the world completely ends. But choose to play in endless mode, and not only will no such timer ever exist, even if everyone is no longer with us, but everyone can revive at the florid postern indefinitely. With some downsides, of course. This is still Don't Starve after all. Folks, no matter how one gets revived, every character's health will be set to 50, their hungers to 2/3 of their maximums, and their sanities to half. But revive using the portal and or an upcoming Telltale Heart, and suddenly an additional maximum health penalty will also come into play. And this is likely where many new players start to get really annoyed and potentially lose hope. But don't fret, a booster shot or 2 is all you will need to get back into proper shape. Each vaccine restores 25% of your lost maximum health, meaning you can then eventually return to healing the proper way without dying every single bloody hit. Make notes. But what exactly is this Telltale Heart thing I mentioned? It's an always available craft costing 3 gears, 1 spider gland, and 40 of our own helds used to bring the dead back to life with the click of a button. And as an added bonus here, the one who actually uses the heart nets 80 whopping sanity upon reviving someone. But here's the kicker. The Telltale Hearts must be given to a ghost player, as we ourselves cannot hunt them to revive ourselves. So while they are absolutely readily available, they might not be our best options here. So how about a revival method that requires absolutely no crafting at all then? Say hello to touchstones, everybody, but they too have their oddities. I mean, it's cool and all that every resurrection at one gives us marble, rocks, and nightmare fuel, but there's a big problem. A touchstone can only be used once per player. It's not the end of the world, I suppose, as by default every world has 2 touchstones guaranteed on both the surface and the cave's mind, but still, even they aren't that great at keeping us alive, and it's their dang job. Nah, it's still best left in our hands, and it's nothing a little magic can't fix. Literally in this case, using a prestidigitator to craft one, or finding one in a grave, loot stash, or a hammered ancient pseudoscience station. A life-giving amulet may be but a one-time use item still, but can be haunted when needed, very much unlike a Telltale Hearts. Not only that though, the act of reviving on a life-giving amulet puts every nearby mob to sleep to potentially aid your escape. Tack on their no maximum health penalty and a relatively cheap craft, and you might be golden from here on out. I will say this though, not only is forgetting to have them in your inventory instead of your backpack when you die a real possibility, they also just take up a slot itself if you carry them around. So if you are looking to avoid such things, a meat effigy here could actually be your greatest bets. Now I personally wouldn't agree, but I'm still going to leave that up to you to decide. Place this effigy, and you'll automatically attune to it. Attempt to create and attune several effigies, and each time you do so, you'll be forking over another 40 health a pop. So, don't bloody do this. Just go die somewhere, and the game will place a new icon where your stats used to be, and clicking this will now be how you return to life. Whichever effigy you attune to will be your resurrection destination, but be mindful, if you do wish to revive at an effigy again, you best remember to attune another to you before you die again. But in truth, folks, we have saved the best for last, and it's not even close. The only problem is is that it's a character exclusive. Wanda's Second Chance Watch, to be precise. They are dirt cheap to make. Rather early in the event, a Wanda is not going after other watches, and each one can continuously revive players at the simple cost of a short 4-minute cooldown timer. Be very, very aware of the dangers of this thing though, as a Second Chance Watch actually revives you where you died. So yeah, if you die in a pretty precarious situation, you're about to be revived in a pretty precarious situation. And yes, Wandas themselves are the only ones that can haunt their own watches to revive, but it will shatter them into half the loot needed to craft them at the end of the day. But still, all praise the grannies. As there you have it, everyone. Every single revival mechanic and craft within Don't Starve Together. A showcase that should have been done about 4 flippin' years ago, but hey, better late than never, am I right? One last note though, would be that when certain characters like Wilson, Weber, and WX die and revive, they will lose their beards, circuits, and so on and so forth, so perhaps the best revival method out there is to simply not die. Fancy that. Thanks for watching, folks. Well, wish to all happy afterlife, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.